Hi, I'm Ruth Nin and you're watching My Cambodia TV. No? Hi, I'm Ruth Nin and you're watching My Cambodia TV. Today we're joined by our honourable guest named Terry, who has joined us all the way from England. So Terry started at the age of 17 doing local community projects in England. He was raised and educated at the University of Averley, obtaining his honours. His first visit to Cambodia was just over a year and a half ago, where he was touched by the people and the poverty. With this passion and desire to help, he joined a project to help send books to children in Cambodia. So Terry, would you like to tell us a little bit more about this project?
Certainly. As the videos have shown over the last 18 months, we have visited almost the whole of Cambodia, and I've been successful in helping 6 provinces such as Phnom Penh, Praveen, Polsat, Battambang, Siem Reap, the 2 orphanages, and also schools. We've entered into the organisations here in Australia, trying to get them to donate. The most wonderfulest thing that has happened here is the children have donated their books. I think this is part of the way of Buddhism, whereby we have children giving of themselves, going home, looking into their cupboards and picking the books that they don't need, but which are desperately needed in a country like Cambodia. Now, fortunately, Venerable Old Sam and I went to Cambodia, saw that need, and we started to ship. Look, we've had many problems in the past, of which we tried to get over, and we have successfully now achieved a way of getting the books to the children. And the most gratifying thing about this project is actually seeing the faces of those children.
I can imagine.
Seeing them actually read to you out of those books in English. So I know it's something that it's foreign to most Cambodians, but if you can imagine getting an education in English in Cambodia, especially places such as Siem Reap, Phnom Penh, even Battambang, if you're able to speak English, then therefore you can get a better job.
That's right.
And if you get a better job, you've got better money. And if you go into the farms and farmlets like we have done, then you see the way the people live. Imagine what a small amount of money would do for the benefits of the families. We have successfully, at this moment, shipped 11,250 books to the 6 provinces I have told you about. And as from April of next year, we would be shipping totally by April 16,250 books.
16,000 books. Now that's a lot of books. Where do you collect all these books from? Is it all over Australia, or is it just centred in?
This is just here. This is here in Victoria only.
Just Victoria.
It's virtually from the unused books which are lying in people's cupboards and on people's shelves, of which they've read, they don't know what to do with them. They've paid big money for them, up to $30 sometimes they pay for it, and they donate it. And we're sending those to where, when I go to Cambodia, Venerable Sam, and we actually designate which provinces need them the most. The biggest problem here is, like most big organisations, they send a huge amount of resources, and it's not needed. Okay,
So you're going to show me these books that you've been stocking in the garage.
That's right.
Love to see them.
This is where it all starts. And I'll get them here. On one side, these are all sorted books, and as you can see on the outside, teachers, adults, reference books, colouring books, year 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 9 to 11, junior, and all of the children's books that I require. That's on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, if you look down there, that is all still yet to be sorted.
And do you do it by yourself, or do you have volunteers that help you?
I have one person only. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she comes in here with me, and we go through all of this, and we sort them out, trying to put them into the different
categories.
places.
And how long does it take you to sort out each box?
Hours.
Hours.
Absolutely hours. As you can see, the quality of books that we're receiving is enormous. It is really.
You get them from libraries, I can
Look at the quality of the books.
see. John Paul College, this one's from.
Yes.
1421.
Just take a look at this. Colin Clark. Morgan's Run.
And this one's also from a library?
That one there is from school.
Yeah, John Paul College.
What needed? People have to see what is needed first of all, and then you have to work out how to get it there to those people. And that's the most gratifying thing about what we're doing. The children have received the books.
That's right. And do you see the effects of how these?
Most definitely. I was there 9 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, and in a place called Passat. Venerable Supirap said to me, okay, let's see whether or not they can read.
Yeah.
So he asked them to bring their reading books out, and 8 children stood up in front of me and read from those books in English. It was a moment that was a defining moment for me, because it culminated all of the effort that all of us had put in, and with the teaching and the teachers that comes from the universities. It works.
That's right.
And it's going to make a difference. It really is.
I've just been to Cambodia, I came back recently, and I've seen how poverty-stricken the country is. And I think that, just like you, the first step to building a greater society is by and through education, and I think what you're doing is amazing. You know, educating young children that don't have a government to provide for them. And I think, in a way, it's just creating a much greater effect, and probably the people who are sending these books probably don't see it as much as you do, because you get to go over there and see how happy these children are when they get to receive the books.
That's true, but as I said to you, I go to these organisations, and when I go there, I take my little books, photographs, certificates. I take the CDs, and I allow them to enter into the website, which Cameron has set up for me, the president of CBN, and he has been a confidant, a person that has helped in all of the advertising and as far as the camaraderie that we need when we go to Cambodia, because it is very confronting.
Yes.
And as Westerners, living in this beautiful place of Australia, to go and see what we see and what the people of Cambodia have to live under, what we see there is something that is abhorrent to us.
That's right.
You know, and well, these organisations need to see that. They need to see children sitting on the floor with no concrete. They need to see the houses made out of plastic and straw and tied together. They need to see this, and they need to see what their donations is doing for. Yes, it's enormous. The project is enormous. I know it will spin on to a lot of other things. Already we have supplied money for in Praveen, and we are presently trying to raise enough money, which is about $15,000, to build 2 classrooms out in a school just outside of Battenbong. They have no classrooms.
Yeah.
They sit on the floor, which is on the dirt, and they're taught. They have no desks, and I have photographs of that, but I've got some wonderful backing, some wonderful organisations which are so good to us, and I believe that with the banks they will come together and they will give me enough money to actually achieve this particular project that I've got going now.
That sounds great.
Looks like we're going back in April.
Yeah.
Yes, so it looks like Venerable Old Sam and we're going back in April. He has just returned from Cambodia and did some really good work there. He has helped the flood victims and supplied rice and drinks and food, of which the donations were given to him by the members in Springvale. So I believe we're doing some good work and we are making a difference right now.
It's nice to know that Australians, Cambodians living in Australia are choosing to help their Cambodians over in Cambodia as well. I find that extremely fantastic. But a lot of people, especially the viewers at home, probably wouldn't know how to help. Like, for example, for me, I wouldn't have known about this incident, and I would have loved to help. So is there any way that the viewers at home who are watching this could, be involved in your projects as well? Because I'm quite certain they would.
Well, as I said, we have many organisations now.
Yeah.
I go to schools, I go to very large organisations, trying to get some sort of backing. As far as the books is concerned, unless they're really good quality books now,
Yeah.
right, I do go through them.
Encyclopedias?
I have tremendous amount of encyclopedias. I was actually given Encyclopedia Britannica, which is actually worth between $2,000 and $3,000. It was taken out of the boardroom of a bank called the Bendigo Bank, and when they gave it to me, I said to them, "Do you know how much this is worth?" And they said, "Yes, but we want to donate it." And you see, what my job is, once I've received it, I must now pick where it will do best.
Yeah.
And that's what my job is. To organise as much as I can so that the greatest need is serviced first.
That sounds fantastic. And what are your future goals for these projects?
Well, I believe it's limitless. I believe that we're getting through to the people, and we are being recognised as an organisation, as a Buddhist organisation that is not interested in spreading our word of our religion. We're interested in trying to help as much of the community what we can. That's not only here, which we do a tremendous amount in Springvale, but also overseas. At the moment, we're in Cambodia.
And are you hoping to expand these projects?
Well, I have been to China.
Yes.
I've been to China, Bangkok, Hong Kong, Singapore, many places. But the greatest need I see at the moment
Is in Cambodia.
was in Cambodia.
That's right.
And the person I spoke to was in a bank, the Bendigo Bank. And she was at the counter and she said to the girl, she said, "Oh, look, excuse me," she said, "I've got a call from Cambodia."
Yeah.
And she said, "Why? Why?" And she said, "Oh, well, Venerable Terry's over there sorting books out." And things. Really? Oh, we'd love to help there.
Yeah.
So from then on, they organised a press release, and they had the media down, and they gave me a certain number of books, and they're still giving me books. And that press release went into the local papers.
Oh, wow.
Now, what happened from then was that John Paul College was one of the many people that rang me and said, "Look, I don't know if I can help you, but would you like to come down and have a look?" When I went down to John Paul, just talking about one person only, one school,
Just one college.
when I went to John Paul College, they had an enormous amount of books that they wanted to give me. Enormous. We're talking of 3,000 and 4,000 books. So I said to them, "Let me sort them out. I'll take everything." And they just went, "Oh, we'll take everything?" I said, "I'll take everything. And I'll sort them out myself."
Wow. And a lot of these books are quite educational as well. A lot of them teach maths and psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not just books for reading, interest. You can also learn a great deal from them.
Yeah.
And I can also see a box over here that have teacher references. And I think you were mentioning before how...
So important that we must get the teachers which are leaving the universities in Cambodia to donate their time to go into the province. Now we need them to be taught the right way so that they can actually teach the children.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting. We're getting monks who are now giving their time, leaving the universities and going into the provinces. And that's where the backup is that we're getting.
Sounds like a lot of hard work.
Well, yeah, it's very rewarding, especially, as I told you, with the children standing up and reading to us. It's just beautiful.
You do have an amazing composition of books. You've got Roald Dahl here, one of my favourite children's authors.
But look at it, it's just...